I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
We have a guest popping in for like 10 minutes at the bottom of the hour with a really important initiative to expose the illegal NSA spying grid and more, and a national campaign to try to get attention on that, kind of like we did last week, where the Food Babe launched their program here to get the plastic out of the Subway bread. A bunch of other fast food chains have as well, but if she would have attacked them all, it would have just been absorbed. Focusing on one, like a laser beam, now the others are all scurrying, and Schumer wants to act like he's a hero now that he knows the wave's going that way. So the New York senator is saying he wants to do something about that and try to get it banned like it is everywhere else. See, that's how it works. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. We can do the same thing on the NSA, all of it. There's also an idea out there that Snowden must be a government operative, and this is being done to kind of roll out the idea of the NSA. Not the way this is going, not the way this is happening. I just don't buy into it. And the Russians would have picked up on that, just like Lee Harvey Oswald, who they basically kicked out of Russia and who came back. I just don't think he's a Lee Harvey Oswald. But I'm tempted to get somebody like Steve Pachinik on, who's been calling us and saying he wants to come on to say all that. You know, I just, all that does is create, I mean, I just don't buy it. My gut does not buy it. And he could be being used by somebody, and they're going to try to spin whatever he does in that direction. But there is major intelligence community shifting going on. Pachinik says, like what they saw before 9/11. Oh, undoubtedly, they're going to need a big catalyzing event. They're saying it all over the news that barring a big catastrophic global event, they're not going to get their new world order through. They can't pose as saviors. They need destabilization, a wrecked world, so they can play God and Savior while feeding on everyone. So that is all coming up. NSA's secret role in assassination program comes out, and now U.S. News and World Report, lights out for NSA. Maryland lawmakers push to cut water, electricity, the spy agency, and we're going to be covering all of that actually coming up after the break. That's going to be my top story, because that ties in, top story in this hour, to New Hampshire House passes bill nullifying NDAA's indefinite detention. New Mexico's moving to do that. A whole bunch of states. And again, it's the moral high ground authority that we have. We can beat these people. And then we expose all the private corporations that are doing the same thing. Google, Microsoft, Apple, all of them are in a race to steal as much data, to build it in. But then we just demand software and programs and create a whole new market that can get America and the world going again in delinking and countering all this. And then they'll come back with new systems to spy, which just creates a new market to counter them. So instead of an arms race, it's a privacy race. That's how economies work, folks. That's how you create new economies. You have to innovate and have goals and something to push back against to be able to build into the future. And the enemy wants to end building and competition, to stagnate control, and end the Renaissance. We're looking at a 500-year war against the Renaissance right now, toe-to-toe with the flower of the Renaissance, 1776, July 4th, literally dealing death blows to the 1984 monster. I mean, this is two different spirits, two different ideas, two different systems in conflict. But we can use the enemy's push against us in a judo move to actually energize. In fact, we need their attacks to make us strong. This is the animating contest of liberty. This is the secret. It's the secret to everything. Is that giving in, laying down, is the death of your soul, folks. You need to choose. You need to decide which side you're on. Will your metal go through the fire? Or will it boil away and be thrown out with the ash? All right, let's get serious. I tell you, I think the mental health really drove me mad. Shooting those 50s last night, and then the 308s, 223s, long Colts. I just love it. It was so fun to just be sitting there with the long Colts, you know, hitting bullseye at 300 yards because you could, like, shoot way high above it and it would be hitting. It was so fun to be shooting those 50s. I think I actually get high, though, off the 50 caliber gun smoke. You know, you're not supposed to breathe for a couple seconds after because when you're aiming, you don't breathe already. You tend to suck in when you shoot. But the military, you know, teaches folks that you don't want to breathe for 3 seconds after, and I'll tell you why. One time I pulled the trigger and then looked when I breathed out, and it was like gun smoke. That's why I've been coughing all day. Go out there and wear a respirator. I've got this old B-52 ammo that shoots super hot out of the rifle, and it's armor-piercing incendiary. We weren't shooting that last night. That'll really... You know, though, they've done studies that it releases the same hormones shooting high-caliber weapons that other things like high-level exercise and, well, intercourse does. I'm not kidding. And so it is a very serious stress reliever I love hand firing the 50 cals. I was doing that again last night. 10 rounds just across a lake, just boom, boom, boom. And then watching the tracers hit the water and then skip. You can only do it when you're on a giant ranch and just like photon torpedoes disappearing out into the woods beyond. You know, I'm actually here to cover news today, ladies and gentlemen. And I apologize, but I've been jogging and swimming for years, and now I finally got back into weightlifting, and I've been doing legs and full body stuff, and I'm getting into heavier weight, and it boosts testosterone naturally, and on top of the supplements for InfoWars Life, I mean, I am craved. So I apologize for that. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, on this day before my 40th birthday tomorrow, people are, that's ridiculous. Guys, take that down. I mean, that's not even big enough muscles to show off there. That was the Austin Chronicle saying make a muscle. Because I don't know how the Austin Chronicle got like the one muscle picture of me. I was at a gym like when I was 22, and they said, oh, man, I'm a trainer up here, and we have a wall of people I train. Even though I don't train you, take your shirt off, let me take a picture. And then that ended up years later getting to the Chronicle back when I was in shape. Google Alex Jones muscles if you want to see when I look like Bruce Lee on steroids without the steroids. That's when I was in shape. Pull that up. It's like, doesn't matter. The point is that no more Jabba the Hutt soon, folks. Anyway, side issue. I'm going to stop right there. I'm just in a really good mood right now because we're going to take the fact that Bloomberg got caught in secret meetings with all these mayors, secretly saying the plan is to bankrupt the gun industry, buy up whoever we basically can't get, and what was the rest of it? It was also go in and take over the different states through the cities, which is backwards, it's unconstitutional, and then ban guns after we register them. That right there just causes me total endorphin rushes because they've been caught so much saying that's not the plan. And I'm going to break that down in a concise report in the next segment ahead of all the other news. But now, without further ado, let me give you the news. More good news. New Hampshire House passes bill nullifying NDAA's indefinite detention. On February 6th, the New Hampshire State House of Representatives approved a bill that would protect citizens from being indefinitely detained by the federal government as permitted by the National Defense Authorization Act. And then I've got another one dealing with the NSA. Lights out for NSA. Maryland lawmakers push to cut water, electricity to spy agency headquarters because they are committing felonies every time they take data without a warrant. I mean, they're turning on your cameras and your phones. It's all on record, folks. It's ridiculous. And they just hope you're ignorant and don't research that more. New Mexico's following suit. A bunch of other states. Simply amazing. And they say, oh, we need this to stop another 9/11. That is not the facts here, folks. We have the whistleblowers, Sibel Edmonds and others who were at the NSA and the FBI who heard all the chatter and the order of the stand down. Then we have Colonel Schaefer, Tony Schaefer, and others who were on the other end being ordered to stand down, and she can corroborate him being told to stand down to not kill bin Laden 2 weeks before and 2 days before 9/11. They had him. Absolutely could have killed him, the U.S. Army. And wasn't allowed to. Unbelievable. So we've got that information. Continuing here now, look at this type of political correctness. This is being reported by the University of San Francisco. California school forced to remove racist menu. They said that turkey is offensive because it's associated with the pilgrims and with honkies. A lunch menu that was part of a celebration of Black History Month was stereotypical of black Southern culture that comes from the same place where the N-word comes from, according to University of San Francisco professor. And again, will turkey be seen as offensive during Thanksgiving? Well, yes. And ladies and gentlemen, by the way, give me Southern cooking. I don't think it's just the black people that like chicken fried steak and sweet potatoes and collard greens. That's just what people in the South eat. And by the way, in Austin, all the liberals, like Sandra Bullock and the rest of them, they all own Southern cooking places that are great. I mean, there's nothing racist about chicken fried steak and sweet potatoes, folks. And watermelon. This is just all complete bull, okay? I mean, it is insane, ladies and gentlemen. My grandmother made excellent fried chicken, and nothing to do with black people. And the fact that they had good taste for good food. I mean, I have just absolutely had enough of this, ladies and gentlemen. Cream gravy and mashed potatoes is not racist. It will make you have a heart attack, though. It will kill you if you eat too much of it. The point is that I have just about had enough. I mean, I like Cajun food. Am I making fun of French people from Canada? I mean, it's just, it literally, while all the real abusive stuff is going on, while all this stuff is happening, they're getting us to obsess over an American flag upsetting people on Cinco de Mayo. Here's another one. Black residents reject Trader Joe's because it would attract too many white people. That is in the Oregonian. The Portland African American Leadership Forum said that they do not want a white store in the area. I mean, this is the mind control, ladies and gentlemen, that is going on here. And again, that's all leftist ideology. They actually want to keep everybody in their own little subgroup and then keep the guilt going and keep the economic wargaming going on. They want everybody divided into groups they can control. And I know that's elementary. Now, here's the really big news that I haven't gotten to yet. I will cover this at 45 after when this guest leaves us, this guest that's popping in. This is so huge. Iran warship heading to Atlantic barely survived earlier tangle with U.S. Navy. That was an Operation Praying Mantis. The Iranian frigate Sahand burns after being attacked by U.S. destroyer and A-6E intruder aircraft in the Persian Gulf, April 18th, 1988. Thought I'd just give you some background about Operation Praying Mantis. Now, let's go further here. This is what's currently in the news. Iran TV airs simulated bombing of Tel Aviv U.S. aircraft carrier, showing the city blowing up. Not a very good idea to do that with a country that's got 800 nuclear weapons of the highest technology. Let's continue here. Here's another one, Jerusalem Post. Tehran sending message as warships approach U.S. And I've gone and checked it. It's in the Iranian press. This is out of control provocations, ladies and gentlemen. And I've done everything I can to try to stop a war with the Iranians, to try to stop the wrongful attack and backing of al-Qaeda and the Wahhabist Sunnis in Syria. And Assad is not been promoting war, not been promoting attacks on Israel. It's wrong to do what we're doing to him. It's a war crime. But Iran is really asking for it, and I will break down why coming up at 45 after when this guest leaves us who's popping in. This is a big, 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 big deal.
The facts are in. The studies are legion. Sodium fluoride and other toxic members of the fluoride family are devastating the health and cognitive ability of the American people. So why are the social engineers adding it to the water? Simple. Dumb down the host population that the parasitic technocracy is feeding on. We may not have been able to get fluoride out of the water supply yet, but we can help to get it out of our bodies. I am extremely excited to announce the exclusive InfoWars Life Fluoride Shield formulation, fusing 6 of the best documented ingredients from around the world to help the body remove not just toxic fluoride residues from the body, but a whole host of toxic substances. Let's take a stand against the globalists by blocking their poisons with Fluoride Shield. I use Fluoride Shield every day. Secure your Fluoride Shield and other pioneering formulations at InfoWarsLife.com today. Let's start cleansing our bodies now and support the InfoWar at the same time. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
We have caught them. Mayor Bloomberg, who heads up a national movement of mayors calling for forced registration, banning of gun shows, ending private sales, so that they can then confiscate the guns. We've always known that. They've admitted that in their literature. But in an article that came out Friday, and we have new articles coming out in a mere minutes, a mayor has gone public. It was in the meeting saying they talked about the real goal once they register being confiscation. Since this broke Friday, 50 mayors plus have announced they are leaving the group because of the gun confiscation plan. Adon Salazar is literally 15 minutes away from having this go up with a red link. This is so huge because it proves their sneaky plan. Now, let's go over some of the history of this if you're a new viewer or a new listener, because even if you're for gun control, it's not about, quote, restricting mentally ill people or whatever from getting guns. That's already done. Adam Lanza got his illegally from Sandy Hook. Tried to get him 5 times, stole him from his mother. It is about disarming the general public so a political criminal class can dominate us. Here is Feinstein saying the plan is get the votes for Mr. and Mrs. America, turn your guns in.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
And that's back when she thought she could have gotten the votes. Nowadays, they go, oh, we don't want your guns. Bloomberg says, I'm pro-gun. Just in the city I run, they're totally banned, except for people like me who have bodyguards. And Michael Moore has bodyguards. Now, here's Mike Martinez, who was mayor pro tem, speaking in Austin at a gun rally, if you're a radio listener, pointing at a guy that has a sign saying, stop gun ban. And the guy says, don't ban my guns. He says, hey, we're not going to do that now, but after we're done with this, registering, that's what they were pushing, you're going to need that sign. Yeah, he's in the meetings too, but he likes it. He likes the treachery. He likes the sneakiness. He likes racketeering, in my view, to get government and corporations together to register guns to then ban them while lying to the public, organizing secretly to violate God-given civil rights and disarm people. That's like trying to keep black people from voting, folks. I mean, this is literally disarming people. This is taking our rights. The right of self-defense, the most important, quite frankly, other than free speech. And we go crazy over free speech as well. Here's Mike Martinez last year.
First of all, to the gentleman that's dying for attention, someone needs to inform them that there is no gun ban currently. But because of the work that we're doing here today, we will make your sign legitimate shortly. So you hang on to that.
All right, so now we have 50 mayors since this weekend. As I was saying, nothing's happening, no one's covering it. Suddenly articles just came out separately that mayors are distancing of themselves. It's begun. One guy stood up, now they're all standing up. Now it'll be hundreds of mayors, thousands of mayors. This is how you win, folks. I can tell a chink in the armor when I see one. Smog is missing his whole breastplate right now. You can just close your eyes, shoot a black arrow, he's going down. But we got to collectively pull the arrow back. You got to get these articles at Infowars.com and get them out to people. And make every gun magazine cover this and get on the offense. Oh, it's kind of extreme to be pro-gun. It's kind of extreme to say they have a plan to enslave us. No, it's not Guns and Ammo. No, it's not gun publications. When you're hit with a hardcore attack, you respond with how you're being attacked. If somebody's mugging you, you don't say, oh, this neighbor's being rude to me. No, you're being mugged. When they try to take your guns, it's a criminal action. Respond to it. Get aggressive. We can defeat them because they're so open and have been caught lying. Now let's go to another clip here. Let's go to the sheriff defies New York gun ban. Here is that clip in New York.
The SAFE Act isn't the only example, but it's certainly one of the ones that points the most to the fact that our government isn't listening to the people, and we are the government.
That's the sheriff in Erie County that's got millions of people in it. You know, skyscrapers in the background. Major cities. Boom. Not going to do it. Let's go out to break with this clip of a woman. This is out today. Carla, homeowner, shoots shotgun to ward off would-be burglars. Says she will not be a victim.
They picked the wrong target, a woman with a shotgun greeting robbers outside her home in Los Angeles.
Real
the
feminism.
Is named Carla,
Valkyrie.
And she said she was letting her dog out at night when she heard someone in her backyard.
And he said that crazy has a gun, and I shot it into the dirt, into the grass
shot him,
area. Lady. And to let him know, you know, I've got a gun and I know how to use it.
Now you can watch the InfoWars Nightly News streaming live as it happens for free.
Check it out at Infowars.com/show.
I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com.